Hello everybody, and welcome back to another part of What If Luffy Was Never Born. Today, well, I decided to sidetrack a little bit. We're not going to Whole Cake Island yet. Or what I mean with that, we are going to Whole Cake Island, but that we are a bit earlier in the timeline, and everything that I'm going to tell you today is going to happen before Dressrosa and maybe during Punk Hazard and all these different things. So today we're going to follow journey and the misdeed of Caribou and Koribu after they rescued Fishman Island and Jinbei took them with him. So Jinbei trained them during their journey. Basically, we're going to sidetrack the whole Cake Island stuff and we're going to look at the Swampy Hero. So at the end of Fishman Island, Jinbei basically picked up Caribou and Koribu and the rest of their crew. And while they were traveling to Whole Cake Island, which was Jinbei's plan to bring them there because they saved one of Big Mom's territories, so he needed to tell her about Caribou. So on that journey, he already trained Caribou a bit because he was a hero of Fishman Island, and if he's a hero of his hometown, that guy needs to be very nice and all big picture. So there's a bit of training where Caribou learns. Well, first let's go to Koribu. Koribu learns armament haki. Koribu is known as the blood splatterer and he uses this shovel for fighting. And he just uses this now with armament haki. The armament haki enveloped shovel and he's pretty decent with going around that. Caribou learns both types of haki. However, his armament is a bit worse than his younger brothers because he's more focusing on observation because that fits his fighting style with every kind of weapon that he's using and his Gatling gun and all these other things that just fits his fighting style better. So traveling with a former warlord also gives them the safety measurement that this journey just goes pretty smoothly. So there won't be any there will be some fights maybe against smaller pirate groups or something, but Jinbei is really strong and Caribou and Koribu, they can't be underestimated either, so let's just say they get to Whole Cake Island pretty smoothly. When they arrive there, it is pretty much a treasure trove for Caribou, because if you think about Whole Cake Island, first of all is this what's this word in English? The thing that it has everything you want to eat, everything you can dream of. It's like a paradise in that sense. And it's also Big Mom's plan to form a paradise with every kind of race. And Caribou wants to sell different races who are worth a lot to slave traders. But doing that in the territory of one of the Yonko is a bit dangerous. So he just thinks about it holy shit, I can get so much money if by selling everyone who's here. So the guys are traveling through Whole Cake Island and are walking just through the different places, through the different islands where they go from ship to ship. But because Whole Cake Island or Totland is this archipelago, which is the collection of many different islands. And well, they see a lot of different things here. They meet a few of Big Mom's children, and Jinbei just greets all of them and introduces Caribou and Koribu to everybody else. But while this is going on, Caribou is more thinking about what he could do with the people here if he sneakily could steal one or two people, because Big Mom won't notice if one or two citizens are going missing, right? At least what he thinks, but I guess she would notice it, especially if they don't go to this, I don't know if it's monthly or what is this, the soul tax that I need to give Big Mom. So Caribou is more thinking about other things. Two things just fell down, and I hope you don't mind. So basically, while all of this is happening, Koribu is just very nervous about meeting one of the Yonko. Koribu is already sweating quite a lot, if you can recall, the few times that we've met him. But here, he's sweating even more than normally, which makes him even more juicy. What a juicy boy. So, while they are traveling there, they also meet a few different acquaintances of Jinbei. For example, Aladdin and his wife Praline. So basically those two meet with each other and just think about the Strawhat Pirates and what these people did, and then they just learn that Caribou and Koribu are the saviors of Fishman Island. And Aladdin thanks him for that, and Praline, because she's so madly in love with Aladdin, also thanks him for that because she's like this shark human hybrid fishman, and she was probably born somewhere in Totland because she's a child of Big Mom, and I don't know if she ever visited Fishman Island, maybe with Eldon together, but they are considered pirates, so they might not go there in that sense. So they talk about these things, and together with Praline is her twin sister. I don't even know if you knew that Praline has a twin sister, but her name is Prim. Prim is like this octopus fishman, half octopus, half human fishman. Not fishman, mermaid. Octopus, mermaid. It's octopus and mermaid, yes. And she's there with them because Praline when Aladdin and Praline returned back to Whole Cake Island, they met up with Prim because they're twin sisters, so they talk about different things. And there is also like just the connection between being merfolk and all of that stuff going on. So Praline is like joined by her twin sister Prim, which is very interesting because if you look at the two different pictures side by side, just let me pull that over for you. They don't look like twin sisters. In what world are they twin sisters? So basically she joins with them, and Caribou starts thinking about mermaids again. Because she now saw both Praline, Eldon, and Prim. And it's like just like, mermaids, I wish I could have picked up a mermaid in a Fishman Island, but I couldn't do that because everybody praised me to be a hero. I couldn't just steal one while I was at it. Maybe I can do something here. So basically the tan-skinned mermaid is going to join them, and they're going to talk with each other. And while they talk with each other, Caribou is going to get entranced one way or another by Prim, because he's just like, oh, the pretty looking mermaid, I wonder how much she could sell for. So it doesn't take long for them to reach Big Mom's place. On their way, well, Caribou learns Prim's name and starts socializing with her a bit. Every time he tries to do some advances though, like maybe get her trust or just advancing in other things, his brother Caribou interrupts him unknowingly about the situation. Because Caribou is just scared so much because Yonko is there. They are maybe considered like super rookies, maybe supernova, whatever the name is for them, but they are still just Caribou and Caribou. They could take care of some of the villains around here, but not Big Mom herself. So he's pretty scared and always interrupts Caribou trying to talk with Prim. Prim still enjoys like the talk that she has with Caribou, and she also likes how close those two brothers are. Because like in Big Mom's island, everything is about family, and close connection to family is something Prim actually quite enjoys, because she's very loyal to Big Mom, as we could have seen, or we had seen in the actual Whole Cake Island arc with Luffy and everybody else. So she's loyal to her family, and she enjoys seeing how loyal or like how trusted and how close those two brothers are with each other. So she enjoys her time with them. And basically, they arrive at the Big Mom's place, and when they enter the place, they see Big Mom having a tea party. Big Mom is having a tea party with her children. Well, you see the normal places, you see Katakuri, you see Smoothie, you see Cracker, you see Streusen, and all these different like higher tier members of the Big Mom Pirates. Snack is also there, but Snack was recently defeated by, what's his name? Uroj, like by the Mad Monk from the Supernovas. Snack still got defeated by him, that's not going to change. Basically they are having a tea party, talking about the upcoming birthday party and these different things that Big Mom is going to do. And then Jinbei enters the play. Then Big Mom just starts laughing, like, I don't remember her laugh, but she's like, did you interrupt our tea party, Jinbei? So she just looks at him menacingly, and a bit of her conqueror's haki probably gets unleashed there, because Jinbei just interrupted the family meeting and like discussing their plans. Zeus and Prometheus are probably also going to charge a bit up and going to be even more scary for people like who are there. So Jinbei starts talking. Greetings, Big Mom. After checking up on the situation in Fishman Island, I found out that these two protected my home and your territory from being taken over. So I thought I should bring them to you. So they discuss these things and introduce Caribou and Caribou while it's at. Caribou stands there basically scared shitless. You just imagine, Caribou is like, he always plays tough and he's like playing 5D chess with everybody, but he's scared shitless seeing Big Mom and all these different commanders with over 1 billion berry bounty. So I think it's only Katakuri with over 1 billion, but Smoothie is close to 1 million and Cracker is also pretty close. So that's quite scary considering that he's only like somewhere, where did I put him? Like in the 300 million mark? He's not on the same level as these guys, even after the short training that Jinbei did for them. So basically, Karibu stands there shitless. But that gets mistaken by the others for being like this unshaken warrior because he's just standing there, not acting up, not reacting to Big Mom being there, not reacting to anybody talking with him and all these different things. So they just think that he actually is, well, very confident in himself and that he can talk to the other people. I just looked up what the bounties are again. Karibu's bounty right now is 310 million and Koribu's bounty is 290 million. So they are decently strong. Don't forget that they have a high bounty, which doesn't equalize, like, which doesn't show their strength, but they are acknowledged by the world government. So Karibu is scared shitless and stands just there, but everybody thinks he's doing good. But Koribu, on the other hand, well, he's sweating even more, and under his feet there's already this puddle that was formed. So basically, this whole floor is getting wet, and everybody's just staring at those two people. Big Mom looks interested at them. And then they basically have a conversation about them joining the Emperor's crew. So it's just like, they don't have much of a choice here. Jinbei already brought them here, and I told you that at the Fishman Island arc, I don't know if you remember that Haribu would totally accept this offer of joining Yonko's crew. Planned on joining the Straw Hats crew because he wanted basically to backstab them to get more recognition or infamy in the world. This place, he might not backstab Big Mom, but he at least knows that he will gain more infamy by joining the Big Mom crew. So he accepts that. And when the question comes up on how to do it, Haribu steps forward. He's still scared so much, but he knows what he needs to do. He heard a few stories about Big Mom pirate crew from like Eladin while walking here, Jinbei while traveling here, and Ori like when sailing through the New World and through the Grand Line and all these different things. So he steps forward, knowing a few of Big Mom's rules, and he looks at her and basically just says very confidently, "I will marry your daughter, Charlotte Prim, and spread your name even further." So the mermaid octopus, the octopus mermaid that they met during their travels here, Praline's twin sister, is basically who fell into the eyes of Karibu, and he wants to marry her, not only to like have her in the sense that she belongs to him or something, but also to get a position in the Big Mom Pirates crew. Big Mom is a bit shocked about that, because if you think about it normally, she sets up the conditions. She tells them, you need to marry this kid, you need to marry this kid, or you need to do this to join my crew. But this time, the new recruit, Haribu, pushes himself onto her. He says, I want to marry this child. And I don't know how often that actually happens to her. So she looks at him and thinks like, that guy's somewhat brave, I see the potential in him. So all of these things are going to happen, and the marriage is decided. So once Prim learns about it, she will be quite shocked as well. But, well, she saw the relationship that Karibu has with his brother, and he seemed fun to be around, like, in these few hours that they spent together. So, plus, he's the hero of Fishman Island. I know that she was born on Totland, but she still has this merfolk heritage, which means he has some connection to Fishman Island. So, he probably likes him in that sense already, and she knows how the Big Mom Pirates handle all of that. Her twin sister got married already to someone, and now it's basically just her turn. So she accepts her fate, and this is going to happen. Things seem to be settled now. They just basically sat down and welcomed those two in their family, because it's like only one guy needs to marry, like, into the family, but there have been cases where multiple people married, like, from one crew married into the Charlotte family, but it only needs to be one guy here. So they talk a bit with the people, and Big Mom keeps on spectating them. While things seem to be settled down, Smoothie, on the other hand, still stares at them too. Smoothie is a bit interested, or like curious and cautious of what they are doing, because even if they rescued Fishman Island, which is part of Big Mom's territory, even if they are decently strong pirates, they're still pretty new on the picture, like on the whole world. So she wants to learn more about them, and like she also has some other interests. So this is everything going on. And after hearing Karibu's deeds of like saving that stuff, doing everything here, training with Jinbei already, he assigns Katakuri to train Karibu and Smoothie to train Koribu. Because she thinks like she doesn't want one of the siblings to do like all of the work, so she splits them up, and also it's like easier to control them if they are separated. So Katakuri is spending his time with Karibu, training him, and basically in the next 2 weeks, Karibu is going through the most horrible training that he could ever imagine. Just think what Katakuri already did with Luffy in an actual fight, and now that he needs to train someone under the order of Big Mom, I don't know how that is going to turn out. So the training with him is going to make him much more powerful. The observation haki reaches new heights. Not advanced observation haki, we don't go there yet, but it's pretty solid now. And his armament haki also becomes much more, well trained, so he knows how to envelop his bullets from his Gatling gun, or like I think he used a pickaxe once or something. Like, he knows how to envelop all of his weapons and different attacks into his armament stuff, and also knows how to use this together with his devil fruit. Because Katakuri has this special paramecia, which is kind of similar to a Logia, so Katakuri can also give him like tips and tricks about how to use his mud fruit or his swamp fruit even more proficiently. So that also means that his devil fruit usage is going to be a lot better. Well, they're also going to enter like this master-student or teacher-student relationship where Karibu looks up to Katakuri, and Katakuri learns that this guy is just stupid. He looks like he's so smart and that plans everything and all these different things, and that's still how most of the people, the Big Mom pirate crew or the people on Totland look at Karibu. But Katakuri knows that this guy's just an idiot who is lucky with different things or unlucky with different things, and always just ends up in some sort of battle where he needs to be able to defend himself. And now that he's a member of his family, he needs to take care of that guy, his brother-in-law basically. So Koribu is also going to train with Smoothie. He's going to learn a bit more about how to fight with his... I think Smoothie fights with a sword. So basically, Koribu learns a bit more about how to use his shovel, maybe with a sword fighting style that Smoothie is using, or she like also teaches him how to fight with a sword, and he has now a shovel and a sword. You can dual wield them. I don't know, but he's also going to get stronger armament haki. He still not has observation haki because his focus is like just on being armament, because he always speaks like, I want to protect my family, I want to protect my brother and our dreams, and this whole protection thing that he has going on basically leads him to develop a very nice and strong armament haki. It is time when they are like not training. Karibu is living together with Prim. Prim, I don't know, you probably don't know that, because like there's the 3 commanders of Big Mom Pirates, which are Katakuri, Smoothie, and Cracker, but there's also a lot of different officers who are like closely after the commanders and are also quite strong in their sense. So Prim is actually quite strong if you think about it. It has an officer rank in the family, and in the actual story of One Piece, someone sent her to fight against Luffy and the other people when Luffy was there to fight against Katakuri. So she was considered that strong that she was sent there as a force against the Straw Hat Luffy in the whole Cake Island arc. You need to consider how strong these people are, and if there was more than just Katakuri, Luffy wouldn't have the ability to win there. So Karibu grows closer with her. They just learn more about each other, learn about their past, and basically form a relationship that is not built around Karibu just wanting to steal her and maybe sell her to some other place. His motivation to capture her and sell all the people here just reduces more and more, and he feels like he still wants to sell people to slave traders, but not these people. He will do that too for Big Mom's crew and just earn money with that. With that he can maybe go on a nice trip with Prim, maybe buy some stuff, who knows. But now, as a test, Katakuri wants to send out those 2 brothers in the new world. He wants them to use their newfound powers and like newly trained and acquired abilities in a new world, which will help them improve even faster, because haki improves even better in like the heat of combat and all these different things. So those people are now going to prepare the travel times like to somewhere else. So Karibu and Koribu are being renamed by the people in the archipelago. The epithets were so far Wet-Haired Caribou and Blood Spatterer Koribu. I don't know if these are like the most well-developed names, but I think they fit them. So their names from now on will be Swamp Hero Charlotte Caribou and Bloody Ocean Charlotte Koribu. They have the Charlotte name. I mean, Caribou married into it, so he got that name from the marriage. But Koribu basically gets the name because he's a member of the crew and he's like the brother of Caribou. And we have the Swamp Hero because he has a swamp fruit and he's considered the hero of Fishman Island. And that name spread around, Hero of Fishman Island spread around Whole Cake Island and Totland Archipelago. So they just started using the Swamp Hero. Bloody Ocean, well, he was already called Blood Splatterer, which was like splattered with his shovel, but now combining like his speed of sweating that much and always forming a puddle of sweat behind him or below him, especially when he's around Smoothie because he's so scared about in front of that commander. So combination of blood and his sweat basically fills this bloody puddle all around him, and that gave him the name Bloody Ocean. So they are a new powerhouse, ready to fight, but they still probably overestimate themselves now because they train with 2 commanders of the Big Mom's crew. So let's see how this is going to turn out in the future. 2 of them, well, the citizen of Totland say their goodbyes to them. Prim gives them a deep hug and tells them goodbye. Jinbei tells them like to be careful, even if they train, there are still many stronger enemies around there. And Eladin and Praline also say their goodbye together with the Sun Pirates who are there. So all these things are happening. And further in the back, which Koribu doesn't notice, but Caribou notices, because Caribou has observation haki. He notices that Smoothie is watching further from the back where she almost can't be seen anymore, but she still waves goodbye to them. Katakuri is nowhere to be seen, because Katakuri has other stuff to do. But well, they just said their goodbyes there, and they are now going to set sail. And next week we're going onwards to Caribou's Kehihihi in a New World. Just a cover story. But we are going to develop it a bit further and see what Caribou is going to do next. We're not yet catching up with everything. This is basically not a split timeline, but we for now followed a bit of this whole stuff from Punk Hazard onwards where Moria and Law went. But the Fishman Island plotline was with Caribou. So we also need to check up on him from time to time. So I guess that's it with everything that I have prepared for here. Basically, once the news get out that Caribou and Koribu joined the Big Mom Pirates and they trained with some of the people, they are going to get bounty increases, but that's not going to happen yet and probably is going to take a bit longer even than you think. So those 2 are still going on their journey. On their journey to like the next islands where they do some other shenanigans. But we're going to see that in the next session, the next episode. Until then, I hope you have a great time and just stay hot, stay safe, and stay cultured. We will see each other again next week. Pyro out.